Hello, everybody. It's Mike Bjorkman with the Real Estate Marketing Show, and joined with me again is the lovely Julie Odell from HomeSmart as well. How are you
Hello,
today?
fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. You guys, thank you so much for watching. And as the last few episodes we said, we're definitely doing this on our YouTube channel as well. So if you're watching YouTube, hello, thank you
Hi.
for watching. I think you get a little bit more out of it when you actually watch because your eyes work and then your ears work. You can take notes and kind of be, you know, a little more organized. When you're on the treadmill, that's cool. A lot of it goes in. If you're sleeping at night and you like to listen to things when you go to bed for subconscious learning, that's cool too. But man, I think I'd like to watch. But so maybe we should be like, hi more often. So, anyways, so thank you guys for rating us 5 stars. Thank you for sharing with other agents. I hope you've enjoyed everything. I want to remind them, hey guys, reach out if you want an episode on something. If you need help, feel free to reach out because that's what we're here for. We want to train agents all over the country.
For sure.
That's our passion, is training agents. If you live in the Los Angeles area, of course we want you to work with us, or we have connections basically all over the country. If you need a good broker that'll help support our training and a lot of things that we do, like Club Wealth, Michael Hellickson's coaching, whatever you need, seriously, reach out to us. So if you're just joining us and you haven't listened to episode
19.
19,
Mm-hmm.
gotta go back and do it because episode 19 was our For Sale by Owner part 1. We should do a quick recap. What do you think that was about? Let's put that in a nutshell so
Oh
they
gosh.
so they want to go back.
Getting in the door
Getting in the door, we can talk about that again.
and getting those little seeds planted
Right?
to talk about.
We learned all the scripts, right?
Mm-hmm.
We learned all the
Mm-hmm.
dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
We learned why a for sale by owner genuinely needs a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly, why are they for sale by owner? So hopefully that's enough. Go back and listen to that episode. I think it was really educational. I think you guys were going to like it.
For sure.
So part 2, this is going to be for sale by owners. I want to have a market plan. I want to have a set schedule of things I want to do once I got in the door and realized that they're truly motivated. They're not unrealistic price wise. They just need a little bit more information. I want to add value, right? Because what do you think most agents say when they go to for sale by owner? What do you think they do to them?
Oh,
I'm the best.
yeah. Just you always talk about the don't be braggadocious and don't be the first one up at the door. Like I can do this so much better than anyone
Right.
else.
A good agent, or an agent who thinks they're good, I should say, goes to the for sale by owner and says, dude, what are you, stupid? You can't do this. You know, man, I'm so good at this. Look at all my awards and trophies. And you're just dumb. You're never going to get any money. And you're probably going to go get sued. And if you want to change your mind, call me. And they chuck a business card like a boomerang at their face. So that's not the way to do it. So, as anything we do in this business, we want to add true value. We want to come
Right.
from a really good place, be genuine and transparent. So, certain things we do with for sale by owners that I really like to do is educate them, right? We talked about in the other episode that all they really need is more education. Why are you worth it? Why am I going to pay you this money? So we need to dive into that. So I'm just going to write little notes down, and I probably should have a PowerPoint for this, but I don't. And whatever. It's only our
That's
second.
fine.
It's only a second time YouTubing this. You guys don't need to read crap. Just go make a sandwich. So realistically, so the first time you get in their door, and this is what you say in case you missed it, or in case we didn't even say it on the last episode. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, my name is Mike Bjorkman from HomeSmart. I saw your sign. May I ask, are you the owner? Yeah, I'm the owner. Great. Let me ask you a question. If I had a qualified buyer willing to pay a net acceptable price for your home, would you accept such an offer through my firm? Typically, they say either yes
Of
or
course.
what does that mean? And I go, net acceptable to you means you get every penny out of it that you're looking for, regardless of my paycheck. And they go, well, if I don't have to pay a commission, sure, of course. Great. It'll take just a few minutes so I can explain the features and benefits of your home to my buyer. Can I come in now? Would 3 or 4 be better? If they're truly motivated sellers, they're going to say yes. I've only had a couple doors slammed in my face just because they're really mad, and that was like their first day on the market. But I'm gonna go back, right? We could talk to them that why are you here? Do you have a buyer? I don't know. How could I say I have a buyer if I haven't even seen your home yet?
Right.
Right? So you don't want to lie to them and say, oh yeah, I have 4 buyers, and if you don't let me in, I'm not going to share them with you. You know, so you can say, you know what? I work this neighborhood. I live, work, and play in here. I want to know everything. Mr. Smith, if I'm driving by your house this weekend and a buyer asks about your home, I want to be able to tell them. I want to be able to truly know what's going on in the market. So the first script, along with that kind of attitude, that'll get you in the door every time.
Well, and just that little piece that you do talk about in training a lot is previewing property 2 hours a day. So I think if if you're even able to convey that to them,
Yep.
that this is what you do, that's again implanting that little that time suck, you
Yep.
know, that idea of holy crap, I don't preview property 2 hours a day. How am I supposed to sell this on my own?
Exactly. They don't even know the inventory. They haven't seen all their neighbors' homes yet. They're hoping for an open house so they can go looky-loo at it. So let's get into what we can do to add value for a seller, a potential listing that I'm going to get. So I'm going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, there's a lot that goes into being a for sale by owner. One of the things I want to do is I want to truly help you find a buyer. I'm going to tell you and teach you how to do everything there is to actually sell this home on your own without the tools of a real estate agent. So if there was any chance in the world of it happening, I'm going to help you. Well, Mike, why would you do that? Because honestly, I want to prove to you that I'm the best marketing agent, the best negotiating agent with the best market plan. So if you do decide to list with an agent, because statistically, almost all people list with an agent within 30 days, which is a National Association of Realtors statistic, I want you to already be there. I want you to know, like, and trust me, because you never know. So let's go over some of the value, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And I would highly recommend that you do make a presentation or a little booklet or something that you can go over.
And we have the booklet in part 1 we were talking about.
Yeah, that's a different booklet. That's the
Okay.
booklet with all the scripts and the dialogues. It's basically an informational booklet for the homeowners so they see why they're so stupid
So
trying
this
to
is
sell
a
it on their own.
separate one that
Yeah,
you
this
have
would be
now.
a marketing presentation, just like a listing presentation for for sell by owner. So the very first couple things that come to mind are contracts, right? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, what if a buyer came to your home? Do you know how to sell them this house? Do you know what kind of paperwork's necessary? Now, in my experience, believe it or not, most of them say, "Oh, I'll just go to an escrow company and they'll handle everything for me." It's just trippy, right? And I say, good, great idea. You know, escrow companies by law are neutral third parties and they're not allowed to give you advice and they're not allowed to write up your contracts. So probably might want to sit down with me for a little bit and then I pull out a contract and I'll show them. Look at this. This is a 25-page contract that you need to fill out completely in order to protect yourself. Not necessarily the buyer all the time, but yourself too, so you don't legally bind yourself to do things that are uncustomary or not industry standard. And I want to really go through this with you and show you what you should pay for and what you shouldn't pay for, what you have the option to pay for the buyer and what you really don't need to. And people think that's cool. They're like, oh, wow, that's really neat. Sometimes they tell me, well, I have a friend in the business. They're going to help me. Really? You're going to make your friend work for free? You know, you're already not listing with them. You know,
They're already butthurt.
yeah. Has there ever been a time
Your
when you
favorite.
did business with the
Go and finish
the
it because
fam-
we do have people listening that
All
haven't heard
right,
you say
so
it
we
before.
talk about framing and NLP, and I just say, Mr. Smith, I can appreciate that. If you look back, has there ever been a time where you did business with a friend or family member, and then kind of fast forward today, does that relationship feel a little bit different?
Are you still buddies?
Yeah, I mean, how does that really feel? You know, and then they always say, yeah, there was this time where, you know, my neighbor and I did, but whatever it is, they always have a time. So that's a little bit of an NLP bonus for you. So what I want to go into, Mr. Smith, is this contract. Is it okay? Do you want to go over it today or tomorrow? Tomorrow's fine. Let's set it up for 3. Meanwhile, you're bonding. You're talking, what do we have in common? Do our kids go to the same school? Do we know people? Are we both into football? Or what are we into? Why are we going to be friends, right? So that's a great experience to bond. They already don't think you're a douchebag because you actually helped them and said, look, I'm honest. I wanted you to list with me, but I'm going to earn it. I'm not going to trick you into it. I'm not
That's an
going to sucker you into it. I'm going
important
to
thing,
earn
yeah.
your trust, right? So then on day 2, what are we going to talk about? Our disclosures, right? When in California, we call them
45 painful
Yeah.
pieces of paper.
yeah, in California, we call it a TDS 14, or at least as the day we did this. And maybe, I don't know. What do I know about contracts? But basically, it's a huge disclosure. And I say, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I have an appointment, but we should really go over this disclosure tomorrow, right? I'll swing back by, check in on you, and I'm going to bring you some stuff.
Oh my
But-
gosh.
Well, let's talk about this. Like you said, 45 pages of nightmare. You know, Mr. Smith, if there's anything that's going to get you sued, it's going to be this particular contract. Although the one I just gave you is really important, this is the one that's going to keep you out of court. If you don't do anything, I would pay a couple grand to a lawyer to at least sit down with them and go over this. You know, plant that little seed about, oh, more money out of my pocket. So then what they really like to get into is marketing. So let's say we're on day 3, day 4. Now we start the fun stuff. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I see you bought a little sign from Home Depot that looks kind of, Basically, I've drove by 3 or 4 times. I didn't even notice it. How would you like it if I made you a for sale by owner sign? A big full-size sign so you look like all the other big boys on the market. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, okay, tell me about that. How much is that? Oh, no, it's free. It's complimentary. I have 10 of them made because I specialize in working with good people like yourselves that just need some more information. Let me go ahead and put the sign up. Well, that's kind of weird. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, also, here's other things we do with that sign. We're going to build it with the 800 number on it, which is a call capture system. What is that, Mike? Well, you're gone a lot, right? You work a lot. Maybe you can't always answer your phone. Well, this keeps kind of the looky-loos away. So what we're going to do is it's going to say call 800-555-1212 extension 2. So it'll say, hi, this is the Smith residence. Thank you for calling on this lovely 3+2, 1436 square foot on a 7,500 square foot lot. And then if they go, oh man, I really wanted a 6-bedroom, 3 bedrooms not going to work, they hang up and no harm, no foul. That just saved you a 20-minute phone call from somebody not interested in buying your home. Does that make sense? Great. So then if they are interested, hey, they push 0, be transferred to you. How cool is that? So anybody you're really talking to, is looking for the exact price range and similar features as your house. They're like, wow. But here's the really good part. It traps all the phone numbers. So at your leisure, if you want to call these people back in the evening or on the weekend when you have time, remind them about your house and see if they want to see it. Awesome. You have the ability to do that. If you don't want to do that, I'm more than happy to do that for you. Know why, Mr. Smith?
Well, because you just want the numbers.
Yeah, I want the numbers. I'm in the business of selling homes. I can have our team sell those people a home. And guess what? For every time they're able to sell a home off those numbers, I'll take 1% off my commission for you.
No.
That's fair, right? Not a good deal?
That's a great deal.
Yeah. So they get excited and we start talking about that. Yeah, you give me 2 or 3 referrals, you're going to sell your house for free. After the 3rd, it is free. I will sell their house for free. I have no problem doing that. For all you agents out there going, would you really do that? Yes. I would gladly trade 3 sales and have to sell 1 for free. I mean, I didn't have those sales anyways. Now I'm building relationships. I'm getting referrals from them. I could use those other sales to market and pick up new clients. So if you referred me 3 today, Julie, I swear I'll sell your house for free. Now they're like, oh, you know what? Joey Bob down the street, he wants to sell his house too. Boom. Remember in part 1, we started talking about referrals? Now this crap starts coming out. So not only that, Mr. and Mrs.